there is a question almost no one asks, and yet it may determine how long a woman truly lives. Why do so many women, bright, active, and seemingly healthy, never live beyond the age of 82? Why does their energy fade years before their bodies show any obvious illness? The answer is not aging. It is not weak bones, heart disease, or poor lifestyle. The truth is far more hidden and far more important for every woman over 50 to hear. I am Dr. Tercumpist. Lily Stones, a gynecologist with over 30 years of experience caring for women in the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, and around the world. And after decades of listening to women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, I have discovered a pattern that almost no doctor talks about. A silent decline that begins with stress hormone imbalances and years of putting everyone else first, but ends with something much more serious. A gradual loss of connection to your own body. Not emotional connection, not romantic connection. I am talking about biological connection. The connection between your brain and your heart, your circulation, your hormones, your energy, and your sense of vitality. When this connection weakens, the entire system of a woman's health begins to dim, and it happens quietly long before symptoms appear. This is the hidden epidemic I want to talk with you about today because it is not caused by poor choices. It is not caused by laziness. It is caused by something every woman over 50 has lived through. Years of caregiving, years of stress, years of ignoring your own needs because life demanded too much from you. Years of feeling disconnected from the rhythms of your own body. And when that disconnection becomes chronic, the nervous system slows, circulation weakens, hormones fall further out of balance, the immune system becomes less responsive, mood drops, memory dulls, and yes, the average life expectancy begins to shrink. But here is the part that gives me hope. Your body is not shutting down. It is signaling. It is speaking. It is asking you to return to it, to breathe with it, to restore it, to reconnect with the internal systems that keep you strong, balanced, and alive. Before we go deeper, I want to ask you something meaningful. Tell me in the comments where you are watching from. Are you in the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, or another part of this beautiful world? I ask this because women everywhere share the same experience. We are taught to be strong. We are taught to give. But we are not taught to replenish what life takes out of us. And that is exactly why so many women begin to lose energy long before their time. Let me share with you what I see again and again. When I sit across from women in their 70s and 80s who are physically stable but emotionally drained, their faces tell a quiet story not of illness but of exhaustion, not of disease but of disconnection. They still want joy. They still want energy. They still want to feel present in their own bodies. But they no longer know how to activate the systems that once gave them strength. And here is the truth. Almost no one tells them. When a woman stops stimulating healthy circulation to her core, when she stops supporting her hormone balance, when she stops engaging the parts of her body that keep her tissues alive and responsive, her overall health begins to fade faster. Not because she is old, but because these systems depend on regular activation to stay strong. Your heart relies on circulation. Your brain relies on stimulation. Your muscles rely on oxygen. Your hormones rely on signaling. Your immune system relies on balance. And when those signals grow quiet, the body ages faster. But please hear this clearly. This is not your fault. You were never taught how to protect these systems after menopause. You were taught to endure symptoms, not restore function. You were told these changes were normal when in fact they are simply unaddressed. Today, I want to give you something different, a new understanding of how a woman's body works after 50 and what you can do to reawaken the internal systems that protect your longevity. What I am about to share may surprise you because the key to adding years of vitality to your life is not extreme exercise or complicated routines. It is something far more natural, something that supports your circulation, your hormones, your emotional health, and your sense of aliveness. And later in this video, I will reveal the single most overlooked reason women lose years of life after 82 and the gentle steps you can take today to reverse that pattern. For now, let us begin with the first truth every woman over 50 needs to hear. There is a moment in life when your body stops asking and begins warning. The quiet warnings appear in fatigue, dryness, low mood, sleep changes, and a slower mind. These are not random symptoms. They are signals that your internal systems need reconnection. And the good news is that they can be restored no matter your age. In the next part, I will explain exactly why women after 50 face unique biological risks and how your body can be brought back into balance with simple science-backed habits any woman can begin today. Stay with me as we continue. I want to help you understand something essential about a woman's body after 50. The changes you experience are not signs that your body is failing. They are signals that your body is shifting into a new stage that requires a different kind of care. And when you know how to respond to these signals, you regain strength, clarity, and years of vitality that many women never realize they can reclaim. After menopause, several important biological systems begin to change. Hormones that once kept tissue strong and responsive begin to decline. Estrogen, progesterone, and even small amounts of testosterone fall to new levels. These shifts are natural, but they are powerful. They influence everything from circulation to sleep, from energy to mood, from bone density to cognitive sharpness. Many women tell me, "Lisa, I feel like my body is slowing down." But what they are really feeling is the effect of reduced hormonal signaling combined with lower blood flow to essential areas of the body. When these systems receive fewer signals, they become quieter, muscles weaken, tissues become less nourished, the brain becomes more sensitive to stress, and the heart works harder to maintain balance. But here is the part most women never hear. These changes do not mean the body is shutting down. They mean the body needs activation. You can think of it like a garden that has gone untouched. The soil is still fertile, the roots are still alive. But without sunlight, water, and gentle movement, everything slows. The potential is still there. It simply needs awakening. And this is where the biggest risk appears. Many women interpret these shifts as a sign that they should reduce activity, slow down, or withdraw from parts of life that once brought them joy. They think, maybe this is just age, maybe I should accept it. But acceptance is not the answer. Awareness is. Your body is asking for circulation, for stimulation of the nervous system, for routines that support hormone balance, for practices that help maintain elasticity, vitality, and mental sharpness. When these signals are ignored, the decline accelerates, not because of age, but because the systems that protect longevity are no longer being activated. I remember a woman in her early 70s who came to me feeling exhausted, foggy, and emotionally flat. She believed she was slowing down because that is what women her age were supposed to do. But when we tested her, her organs were healthy, her lab results were stable. What she lacked was internal activation. Her circulation was low, her hormone signaling was quiet. Her nervous system was stuck in a constant state of low power mode. Once she began simple science-backed practices that restored movement, breathing awareness, and gentle stimulation of her core systems, her transformation was remarkable. Within weeks, her energy improved. Within months, her clarity returned. She felt alive again, not because her age changed, but because her internal rhythm was reawakened. This is the truth no one explains to women. The risks after 50 are real, but they are not inevitable. They are signals pointing to areas of the body that need attention. And when those areas receive consistent support, the heart grows stronger, the brain becomes sharper, the immune system becomes more resilient, the entire body adapts in your favor. These changes are not cosmetic. They are foundational for longevity. But here is where the conversation becomes even more important. Despite the strength your body still holds, most women continue to carry a silent belief that working with their own body, stimulating their internal systems, or bringing awareness to their physical rhythms is unnecessary or even inappropriate. And that belief is one of the biggest reasons health declines earlier than it needs to. In the next part, I am going to show you the science behind how reconnecting with your own body gently, consistently, and intentionally can support circulation, improve hormone balance, reduce stress, and increase longevity in ways most women have never been taught. Stay with me because understanding this next piece could truly extend the quality of your life. Now that you understand how the body shifts after 50 and why those changes create unique risks, let us talk about something most women have never been told: Your body holds powerful natural systems designed to protect your heart, your brain, your memory, your circulation, and your mobility. But these systems only stay strong when they are activated. Without activation, they gradually grow quieter, and a woman begins to feel as though her energy is slipping away. This is why reconnection is so important. And when I say reconnection, I am not talking about anything inappropriate or uncomfortable. I am talking about biological reconnection, the process of waking up your circulation, stimulating your nervous system, engaging your core muscles, and reigniting the hormonal patterns that support vitality, mood, and longevity. There is decades of scientific research showing that when a woman engages the deeper layers of her body with awareness, breath, and gentle stimulation, remarkable things happen. Blood flow increases to areas that have quietly weakened with age. Muscles that support posture balance and internal organs begin to strengthen. Hormone signaling improves, especially the pathways that support calmness, confidence, and emotional stability. One of the most fascinating findings in modern women's health research is how the brain responds. When circulation increases in the core, the brain lights up. The regions responsible for memory, focus, creativity, and emotional regulation become more active. Women often describe it as feeling awake again or feeling like a piece of themselves returned. And it is not just the brain that benefits. The heart responds too. Circulation improves. Stress hormones decrease. The nervous system shifts out of survival mode and into a calmer, more grounded state. These changes do not come from medication. They come from activation. They come from tuning into your own body and allowing it to function the way it was designed to. I once worked with a woman in her mid-60s who felt drained and disconnected for nearly a decade. She told me she had accepted that her spark was gone, but when she began a simple routine focused on breath work, gentle movement, and light internal stimulation to awaken circulation, everything changed. Her energy grew, her sleep improved, her clarity returned. She told me she felt stronger walking upstairs, more stable on her feet, and more hopeful about her future. This was not magic. This was biology responding to attention. And I want to emphasize something important. Reconnection is not about intensity. It is about consistency. Small, regular practices have more impact on long-term health than any burst of effort. When you activate the body gently and repeatedly, the nervous system becomes more flexible, the tissues remain nourished, and the brain stays resilient. Yet, despite this powerful science, most women hesitate. They were taught to put themselves last. They were taught that focusing on their own body is selfish, unnecessary, or inappropriate. They were taught that after a certain age, this part of life is no longer important. But nothing could be further from the truth. Your body is not asking for youth. It is asking for circulation. It is asking for engagement. It is asking for the natural stimulation that keeps your tissues alive, your brain alert, and your hormones stable. And this brings us to one of the most meaningful parts of this journey: how reconnecting with your own body supports not just your physical health, but also your emotional resilience, confidence, and overall well-being. In the next part, I will share how this reconnection affects the way women feel in their daily lives, how it restores dignity, confidence, clarity, and joy. You may be surprised at how deeply your emotional world is tied to your physical rhythm. Something remarkable begins to happen when a woman gently reconnects with her own body. And I want to walk you through it because this is where I see some of the greatest transformations in women over 50, 60, and even 70. When a woman starts to restore circulation, activate her nervous system, and reawaken areas of her body that have been quiet for years, the change is not just physical. It is emotional. It is psychological. It is deeply human. I have seen this countless times in my practice. A woman will come to me feeling invisible, worn down, or disconnected from herself. She may say she feels older than she is. She may say she no longer feels like the woman she once knew. These feelings are not superficial. They are signals of emotional depletion, often caused by years of stress, caregiving, and self-neglect. But when she begins even the gentlest practices for internal activation, something shifts. Her posture changes. She stands taller as if her body finally remembers its own strength. Her eyes become brighter. Her voice grows steadier. She begins to laugh again, not out of courtesy, but from a place of genuine aliveness. And she often tells me, "Lisa, I feel like I came back to myself." That feeling is not imagined. It is biology responding to attention and care. When circulation increases, the brain receives more oxygen and nutrients. This improves clarity, memory, and emotional balance. When the nervous system becomes more flexible, stress levels drop and confidence rises. When hormonal pathways are supported through gentle activation, everything from sleep to mood to motivation improves. These internal shifts create an external glow that people around her immediately notice. One of my patients in her early 70s once said something I will never forget. She told me, "I feel like someone turned the lights back on inside me." That is the emotional power of reconnection. It rebuilds the relationship between a woman and her own body, dissolving years of shame, silence, or neglect. And this change does not require dramatic steps. It begins with small acts of self-respect, a few minutes of breath work, light stretching, gentle stimulation of core muscles, reawakening areas of the body that support strength and balance, allowing the mind and body to communicate again. These simple practices nourish the heart, calm the mind, and rebuild confidence in ways that ripple into every part of life. When a woman reconnects with her body, she walks differently. She makes healthier choices almost effortlessly. She speaks up for herself. She becomes more emotionally resilient. She feels grounded, centered, and capable. This renewed confidence often inspires women to reconnect with friends, deepen relationships, explore new hobbies, or rediscover joy in daily routines. It is not about youth, it is about vitality. A vitality that is fully available at 50, 60, 70, and beyond. And once a woman rediscovers it, she never wants to lose it again. But emotional awakening is only one part of this story. There are also powerful myths and cultural messages that have held women back for decades, draining their vitality and creating unnecessary guilt. And unless these old beliefs are challenged, they continue to silently rob women of energy and years of life. In the next part, I will walk you through the myths that have limited women for generations and show you how to break free from them so you can fully embrace the health, freedom, and longevity you deserve. As we arrive at the final part of this conversation, I want to bring everything together in a way that empowers you, strengthens you, and reminds you of the truth so many women never hear. The greatest threat to women's longevity is not simply age or disease. It is disconnection. Disconnection from your health. Disconnection from your internal signals. Disconnection from the deep wisdom your body has been trying to share with you for years. What steals years from women is not weakness. It is forgetting how strong you truly are. Across decades of clinical practice, I have seen the same pattern repeat. Women who nurture their circulation, support their hormone health, activate their nervous system, and maintain a strong mind-body connection stay vibrant longer. They stay independent longer. They stay mentally sharp longer. Their hearts remain resilient. Their energy stays balanced, and they live past 82 more often than any other group. These women share something in common. They do not abandon their own bodies. They do not give in to the myth that vitality ends at menopause. They do not believe the lie that their well-being matters less with age. They do not allow old cultural messages to convince them they should become invisible. Instead, they choose to nourish themselves. They choose practices that strengthen the heart, stimulate blood flow, support hormone balance, and awaken their deeper rhythms of health. I think often about one of my patients in her late 70s. She came to me feeling tired, discouraged, and unsure of what the future held. But she made one powerful decision. She chose to reconnect with her body in small, consistent ways. Gentle stretching, breath work, mindfulness, light stimulation of muscles that had grown quiet. Within months, her posture improved, her clarity sharpened, and her energy returned. She told me she felt younger, not in age, but in spirit. And that renewed spirit extended into the way she walked, the way she moved, and the way she lived. This is the key I want you to carry with you. Your vitality does not disappear. It simply waits. It waits for circulation. It waits for attention. It waits for engagement. It waits for you. Your body is not asking for perfection. It is asking for participation. A few minutes of activation each day, a moment of breathing deeply into your core. A practice of supporting your hormones through gentle movement, hydration, and rest. A willingness to listen to the signals your body sends rather than pushing them aside. Every woman over 50 deserves to know that she can reclaim her energy, her clarity, and her strength. The years ahead are not predetermined. They are shaped by how you care for the systems that carry you through each day. You are not finished. You are not declining. You are entering a stage of life where intentional wellness can transform everything. So I want to leave you with one question. What is one small act of connection you can give your body today? A few minutes of stretching, a walk in fresh air, deep breathing before bed, a moment of stillness, a practice that helps your circulation or nervous system awaken. Choose one. Start gently and stay consistent. The benefits will come faster than you imagine. Before we close, I would love to know where you are watching from. Are you in the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, or another beautiful part of the world? Your location helps me understand the women I am serving and reminds me of the global community we are building together. And as always, this video is for educational purposes only. It does not replace medical advice. Every woman's body is unique. If you are experiencing fatigue, emotional changes, or significant shifts in your health, please consult your own healthcare provider. Your well-being deserves personalized care. Thank you for allowing me to guide you today. Your journey is not ending. It is beginning again.